Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome back to Connecting the Dots from Snarful Solutions Group here in Sacramento, California. It is Thursday, October 16th, 2025.
Good morning. And it feels like a pivotal week, especially with AI getting, faster, cheaper, and starting to feel much more physical, more integrated into the hardware we use every day.
Absolutely. Lots to connect today. Before we dive into the tech news, though, let's get a quick check on the conditions out there.
Sounds good. Here in Sacramento, looks like some patchy fog early on, but that should burn off for a sunny day. High around 69 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice fall day here. Nationally, things are a bit more active. There are marginal risks for severe storms and maybe some flash flooding across the central and northern plains.
Okay. And also seeing frost and freeze warnings popping up in parts of the west and also the northeast. So definitely jacket weather in some places.
Definitely. Okay. Quick look at the markets. After Wednesday's close and heading into Thursday morning, the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 both dipped slightly, down about 0.26% each.
Pretty modest moves there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's having a bit of a better morning, Thursday morning, that is, showing a positive daily change, up almost a full percent, 0.97% last I checked.
Interesting. A little divergence there. Well, tech keeps moving regardless.
It certainly does. And speaking of moving forward, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Old Glory.
Ah, yes.
If you're already thinking about holiday shopping, maybe for that tech-savvy friend who seems impossible to buy for, Old Glory has fantastic, iconic music and sports fan merchandise. Really unique stuff.
Good call. And you can get a pretty nice discount right now.
Exactly. Use the promo code SNARFUL, that's SNARFUL, at checkout for 15% off your entire purchase. Just head over to oldglory.com.
Great gear. Great deal. Okay, ready to jump into the Morning Star report.
Let's do it. Story number one feels, pretty massive in terms of AI efficiency. Anthropic just dropped Claude Haiku 4.5.
Right, and this isn't just another model update. This feels like a step change. Haiku 4.5 is their latest small model, but get this. It's hitting coding performance levels similar to Claude Sonnet 4.
Which was the absolute state-of-the-art, only 5 months ago?
Exactly, 5 months. That rate of progress for a smaller model to catch up is, it's stunning.
And it's not just performance parity. The efficiency gains are the real headline here, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Haiku 4.5 delivers that Sonnet 4-level performance at reportedly 1/3 the cost, and it runs more than twice as fast.
1/3 the cost, twice the speed. That just changes the economics completely. It feels like AI's version of Moore's Law is really hitting its stride, especially on the cost side.
It really is. Think about what this means for, say, a small startup, or even just one person building an app. Running large models constantly used to be, frankly, way too expensive for many.
Right. The cost per token could eat you alive on high-volume tasks.
Precisely. But Haiku 4.5, it's built for those real-time, low-latency things. Chat assistants, customer service bots, maybe even pair programming tools where you need instant responses.
So it becomes the go-to workhorse for anything needing speed and affordability.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But the really fascinating part, the sort of aha moment, isn't just that the small model is fast and cheap, it's how it plays with the big models.
You're talking about the orchestration idea, using different models together.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Think of Sonnet 4.5, Anthropic's current, big, powerful frontier model. It's the brilliant strategist. It can take a really complex goal, like, draft a detailed marketing plan for a new gadget.
Something that requires deep understanding and planning.
Right. But instead of Sonnet 4.5 doing all the grunt work itself, which is slow and expensive, it can break that huge task down into maybe hundreds of smaller subtasks.
Okay.
And then it hands off those smaller specific tasks to a whole team, a whole fleet of these super fast, super cheap Haiku 4.5 agents. They execute all those pieces in parallel.
So the big brain plans and the army of fast workers gets it done.
That's it. It's like a project manager directing a crew of highly efficient specialists. This makes really complex AI workflows suddenly much more feasible, economically speaking, for almost anyone.
That makes a ton of sense. And we saw some real numbers on that speed difference too, right? A developer test.
Yeah, someone tested a simple command, just appending the word test to a note. Haiku 4.5 did it in 18 seconds.
Okay. And Sonnet 4.5.
47 seconds.
Yeah.
For the same simple task. That's a huge difference in latency for everyday operations.
Wow. Almost 3 times faster. And there was a safety aspect too.
Right. Anthropic made a point of releasing this under their AI safety level 2, or ASL2. Basically, for listeners, that means it's undergone significant testing to minimize misuse for common predictable harms, things like generating hate speech or facilitating scams.
So focused on practical safety for widespread use, not necessarily the more theoretical long-term risks that higher levels address.
Exactly. It's about responsible deployment for these kinds of workhorse models. Faster, cheaper, and demonstrably safer, according to their metrics. It's a powerful package.
It really sets a new baseline for what we should expect from efficient AI.
Definitely shifts the focus to smart resource distribution. How do you use the right tool or the right combination of tools for the job?
That's a perfect transition, actually, because all this amazing software needs capable hardware to run on, especially if we want AI available instantly right on the device in our pocket.
Precisely. Which brings us to story number 2. Honor's new Magic 8 flagship phones. They seem to be betting big on physical AI integration.
Yeah, 2 things really jumped out. The batteries and a dedicated AI button. Let's start with the batteries because these numbers are kind of wild.
They really are. The versions launching in China, the Magic 8 Pro has a 7,200 milliamp hour battery. The standard Magic 8 has 7,000.
Just for context, most flagship phones you buy today are maybe around 5,000 milliamp, so this is a lot more.
A lot more. It's enabled by new silicon carbon battery tech. Basically, it lets them pack more energy into the battery compared to traditional lithium ion. The idea is to power more intensive on-device AI processing for longer periods.
Okay, but I have to ask, is this genuine need? Are on-device AI tasks really demanding that much power already? Or is it maybe covering up for software that isn't perfectly optimized yet?
That's the critical question, isn't it? It's probably a bit of both right now. But think about AI assistants running constantly, analyzing sensor data, maybe processing voice commands locally. That stuff does draw continuous power. So Honor seems to be saying, we want you to use these AI features without constantly worrying about your battery. It's building the foundation for seamless, always-on AI.
Right, providing the raw power needed for the kind of efficient AI software we were just talking about. And powering it all is the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip.
Yep, Qualcomm's latest running Honor's Magic OS 10, which is based on Android 16. It's designed specifically with these next-gen AI tasks in mind.
And then there's that button, an extra physical button just for AI.
Yeah, on the side. We've seen dedicated assistant buttons before, like the old Bixby button.
Yeah.
And they often felt a bit gimmicky.
Right, often got disabled or remapped.
Exactly. But Honor seems to be positioning this differently. It shortcuts directly to their Yo-Yo assistant and something called Yo-Yo Memories, which sounds like an AI-powered way to organize photos and documents.
Okay, so it's trying to be a primary interface, not just a voice trigger.
And interestingly, it also doubles as a camera shutter button, which suggests they expect you to be reaching for it often enough that it becomes natural, part of your muscle memory. It's a bet on making AI interaction physical and frequent.
Integrating it deeper than just software. That's interesting. Quick note for international listeners, those huge battery numbers are for the China models.
Right. Due to shipping regulations, likely. The Global Pro version will apparently have 7,100 mAh, still massive. But in EU markets, it'll be 6,270 mAh. Still very large, but worth knowing.
Good clarification. So the trend is clear. Pack the phone with power and give AI its own dedicated access point.
The phone as a dedicated AI machine, that seems to be the direction.
Okay, so we've covered efficiency in software and dedicated power in hardware. Let's bring it back to creativity with our third story. OpenAI is leveling up Sora, their video generation model.
Yeah, Sora 2 is here, and it's tackling 2 big limitations of earlier AI video. Length and, well, making sense.
Making sense, like basic physics.
Pretty much. We'll get to that. First, the length. General users on the app or web can now generate clips up to 15 seconds long.
Okay, that's up from what, typically 10 seconds or less for most tools?
Right, a decent bump. But for pro users, on the web version, the limit is now 25 seconds.
25 seconds. How much difference does that extra 10 seconds make creatively? Is it just
Like-
more video?
It's actually a pretty significant difference. But think about it. 15 seconds is enough for a quick shot, a visual idea, maybe a social media snippet. But 25 seconds, that's enough time to actually craft a scene. You can establish a mood, have action unfold, maybe even include a line of dialogue with proper pacing, and then resolve the moment. It moves from cool effect territory towards actual storytelling.
Okay, I see. It allows for a narrative beat, not just a visual.
Exactly. And to support that, pro users also get a new storyboard feature in the web tool. So you can plan out your sequence, figure out the pacing before you hit generate, and spend your credits. That's about making the creative process more efficient too.
Smart. Reducing trial and error. But you mentioned making sense earlier. What's changed there?
This is maybe the biggest news. Sora 2 now generates synchronized audio dialogue that matches lip movements, background soundscapes, specific sound effects. It's catching up to competitors like Google's VO3 in adding that crucial audio layer.
Finally, video without sound always felt incomplete.
Definitely. But beyond audio, it's the visual consistency and logic. OpenAI is calling this their GPT 3.5 moment for video.
Okay, comparing it to when GPT 3.5 made large language models genuinely useful for complex tasks. That's a bold claim for video. What does it mean in practice?
It means the AI seems to have a much better grasp of basic physics and cause and effect within the generated clip. Their example was a basketball shot.
Right.
In older models, if you ask for a missed shot, the ball might hit the rim and then just sort of reappear in the player's hands, or bounce weirdly. The AI knew missed shot conceptually, but not how gravity and momentum work.
Yeah, those little glitches totally break the illusion.
Exactly. But with Sora 2, they claim much better physical accuracy. If the shot misses, the ball rebounds realistically off the rim or backboard. It understands inertia, gravity, object permanence within that 25-second scene. That's huge for making the video feel believable.
Wow, okay. That kind of internal logic is crucial. And wasn't there something about putting yourself in the video, too?
Yeah, a quick mention of a new iOS social app feature, letting users insert themselves using cameos. So personalized AI video creation is becoming more accessible too.
Wild. So longer, smarter, sounds better, and more physically consistent. That really does sound like a major step forward for AI video.
It feels like the moment AI video starts becoming a truly viable creative tool, not just a novelty generator, the efficiency meets the realism.
What a fascinating set of updates today. Okay, that wraps up our Morning Star report. Before we do our final recap, just want to remind you about our other sponsor.
Yes, gotta mention Skony. If you're a golfer or know one, Skony makes premium golf shoes known for comfort and performance.
And just like with Old Glory, you can get 15% off your entire purchase at Skony using our promo code SNARFUL. That's SNARFUL. Check them out at skony.com.
Great shoes. Treat your feet on the course.
Okay, so let's quickly tie today's threads together. The big theme that emerged was this push towards, I guess, smarter efficiency through specialization and dedication.
Yeah, absolutely. First, we saw it in AI software with Anthropic. The most powerful AI, Sonnet 4.5, isn't doing everything itself. It's becoming the director, orchestrating fleets of cheaper, faster Haiku agents to do the specialized work. Decentralized intelligence, almost.
Right. Then second, we saw hardware stepping up with the Automagic 8, dedicating physical components, that massive battery, that specific AI button to make sure AI runs efficiently and instantly right there on your device.
Giving AI a physical home and the power it needs.
And finally, with OpenAI's Sora 2, we saw creative tools becoming more efficient and capable. Not just longer videos, but videos with internal logic, synchronized sound, better physics, moving towards being a real production tool by handling those complex details more reliably.
It's like every layer of the stack is getting optimized for speed, cost, and importantly, useful results. The efficiency gains are enabling new capabilities across the board.
So maybe the closing thought for you to ponder is this. If the cheapest, fastest AI models are already catching up to what was state-of-the-art just months ago, like Haiku 4.5 did, how much further and faster will the next generation of those top-tier models push the boundaries? Are we getting to a point where the main bottleneck isn't the AI's capability, but really our own imagination in figuring out how to best apply these incredibly efficient new tools?
Yeah, it's a great question to chew on. The tools are evolving so fast, keeping up with the possibilities is the real challenge now.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.